everyone is doing really great, and today I'm going to be talking about the next big vegan diet. So about a year ago, the big thing within the vegan world was the high-carb, low-fat vegan diet and the whole raw till 4 cult. Let's just call it that. If you don't know, the raw till 4 cult movement, whatever, has pretty much disintegrated with the decline of its creators Freely and Harley, their relationship. As their relationship deteriorated, so did their little group of raw till 4 and the high carb revolution, as it were. So with that breaking apart, of course, vegans are lost without a leader for their cult. So who stepped in but a duo by the name of Mr. and Mrs. Vegan, who claim to be the creator of the whole starch, low-fat vegan diet. In my opinion, the whole starch, low-fat vegan diet, or the WSLF, as you can abbreviate it, it's just my opinion that this whole new high starch diet is just another high carb, raw till 4 vegan cult clone. So I think it was within the past 2 years that Dr. John McDougall came out with his book called The Starch Solution. And of course, vegans jumped on it because, oh my God, it's a doctor saying that eating plants is healthy. The whole world knows eating plants is healthy. It's nothing new, but of course, a doctor publishes a book or a study, and it seems like vegans just jump at the opportunity to claim it as their own and make some money off of it. For so many years, people were saying things like, carbs make you fat, carbs are bad. And then now it was like, potatoes are bad, rice is bad, all these starchy foods are bad. They're gonna make you fat, they're gonna destroy your insides, they're terrible. So when the starch solution came out, or when doctors started saying that, or came out with books saying that eating whole plants were really healthy, carbs are actually really great for energy, as doctors started to put out these statements, vegans started using it as a way to kind of increase their movement and increase the vegan message, as it were. In my mind, I see it as vegans are just looking for a doctor's permission to eat the foods that in previous years were deemed bad. Every time a vegan group forms like this, a health conscious group forms and kind of creates a diet, it seems that they're always low fat. It was high carb, low fat. Now it's whole starch, low fat. It's always low fat. And that just perpetuates the idea and continues the belief that vegans are afraid of fat, or afraid of being fat, afraid of consuming fat, which is pretty awful, seeing as the percentage of vegans who make up these little cliques are so minor, and yet they're the ones that are kind of representing the rest of us. And of course, the people who are promoting this whole starch diet, who are like the creators of it, of course, they are claiming that the only real way to be vegan is to eat their way of being vegan, which is silly, seeing as just 5 seconds ago they claimed that high carb was the only real way to be vegan. So those are just my initial thoughts on discovering this whole new diet when it comes to veganism that I was unaware of, and apparently I'm doing it all wrong. So that was just my kind of gut reaction to reading about this diet and just hearing it the minute I saw WSLF, and I was like, what is that? I Googled it, found my answer, and I was just like, are you kidding me? Another one of these? Do we really need another one of these? It's such an annoying thing to see, because I'm just like, there's no one way to be vegan. You can be vegan in any way that you see fit, as long as you're not eating animal products or animals of any sort, or using them or exploiting them. As long as you're not doing those things, you can be vegan and you can eat whatever you want and you can be whatever you want, and you don't need some older person who has no influence over your life whatsoever telling you that you're doing it wrong. So now I'm going to kind of break it down to how this diet works, what are the rules, or kind of how to eat while on this diet. And unknown to me, apparently starches are a new macronutrient that I had no idea existed. I thought there were only 3, but I guess starches kind of weaseled their way in there, and now they're a macronutrient of some sort. It's all about hitting your daily percentage intake of starches. So there's 3 versions. The first is moderate, which is when you eat high starch foods throughout the week, so Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday and Sundays you can eat pretty much whatever you want. There's the rapid version, which is about a 50-50 kind of split between vegetables and starches. And then there's the extreme version, which is so funny to me because even the creators of this diet can admit that this diet is extreme by just the 3rd version's name. It's extreme. The extreme version is when the diet is over 50% starch. So I guess the theory behind this diet is apparently when you eat a high quantity of starches, it kickstarts your metabolism and makes it work faster. I don't think that's entirely accurate, seeing as everybody's metabolism is very different from everybody else. Everyone's body digests differently. While yes, we all have the same inner workings, but in environment, circumstance, all of those kind of things, upbringing, foods that we grew up on, foods that we're not used to, foods, all of these things, so many factors play a role in how our bodies, the insides, function. So when you eat a starchy food, it sends a signal to your brain, kind of cluing your brain in and telling it, hey, I'm eating, which in turn, because of how dense starchy foods tend to be, you will feel fuller quicker, and therefore you will lose weight on a diet like that works like this, because you will find yourself eating less because you feel full more. So what are the claimed benefits of this diet? The first being you will lose weight, apparently without feeling hungry, without having to count calories, and without portion control. Now, I never recommend counting calories, but if you're not counting calories, and if you're not even being conscious of how much you're eating and you're just eating in abundance, then yeah, portion control is clearly not present. Now, I hate the concept of portion control, but I don't believe that this diet does not include portion control. I think that it does. If you overeat more than you exercise or put in the energy to burn off, then you're going to gain weight, or in some cases, depending on the expenditure of energy, you may maintain weight. In order to lose weight, you have to burn off what you put in. So whether or not you want to call it portion control, there is some form of awareness, which is in turn portion control. Another benefit to this diet is they say that your acne will clear up. Now this makes sense because probably the vast majority of people who are trying out this whole starch diet is they're coming from a Western diet of animal products. And a lot of animal products, especially dairy, are one of the top causes of acne. So when you cut out the top causes of acne, of course your acne is going to clear up because you're putting more wholesome things into your body and you're not putting the oils and the fats and the foods that cause your body to produce acne. So yes, your acne will probably clear up to some degree. Another claim is that this diet will help end food addictions. What this really means is you'll stop eating the delicious foods that these people have decided are junk food. So it's not really ending food addictions, it's just cutting out the good stuff. Another claim is overcoming health challenges, aka veganism can heal everything. And the last benefit that they mention is feeling better and having a steady amount of energy. Now, of course, you will feel good and have a steady amount of energy if you're eating right, exercising, getting enough sleep, cutting out sugar, cutting out processed food, cutting out all the delicious food, doing all these things. You'll feel good, but the thing is, you can't use that as a claim. You'll feel good on any diet, but the thing about feeling good is it comes and goes, regardless of if you're on the perfect diet or not. Starch is great, but basing a whole diet around one nutrient component such as starch is not healthy. It does not encourage balance and it neglects all the other nutrients. It creates a fear of fat and it does not teach the understanding and the information about how all the nutrients work together and how beneficial all the nutrients are. So I was at the Mr. and Mrs. Vegan website where there's a link to the whole WSLF ebook or book about it and explaining how it works and all of that. And I just, as I'm researching it, I can just feel this just strong distaste, like hatred towards what they like to call junk food vegans. And that's just a vegan who might eat some of like the fake stuff, like fake cheese and the mock stuff, mock meat and all of that stuff. There's just this, I felt this dislike for people who choose to eat that way, which just perpetuates the idea that vegans like this think that their way is the only way, and you're not a true vegan unless you do it their way, and you're like tainted in some way, like you've been blacklisted by the vegans, by the pure vegans. And it just creates this elitism that is just unnecessary, especially in a community that's about compassion, equality, and kind of making things right. So it does not represent the vegan community in a positive way. By trying to form a community through social media does not help in the myth that this is another plant-based cult. And finally, this just feels like it's about money and not about veganism. It's about making money and not about spreading a positive message about ending animal suffering, ending animal cruelty, and helping people be healthier. It just seems like another money-making scam. All right, so that is WSLF, or whole starch, low fat diet or vegan diet. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you learned anything, if you were entertained by anything, please hit the like button. For more videos about diets and eating disorders and experiences that I encounter when it comes to health and nutrition, please subscribe for more things like that. Feel free to leave a comment. Any feedback or criticism is welcome, and I will see you next time. Bye!